Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. In today's video, we are making some fun and interactive journal elements for our journals. If you haven't seen last week's video, fret not, because here's a quick reminder of exactly what we will be making today. So last week we made this hardcover ring-bound journal. The link is down below if you haven't seen it. However, you don't first need to watch that video or anything like that, because what we'll be making today can be applied to any journal or even a standalone project. All right, let's get into it. So I have decided to make all of the elements first and then to work on the front and back cover. So we're going to start off with this element, and to be more exact, we're going to make this pocket first. And then, of course, the booklet as well. So, first thing I need, of course, is a tall page that I am going to now fold up into a pocket. Next thing I need is a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to fold that in half, ink some edges. And this is higher than my page, but that's fine as long as the height fits within the journal. I'm taking my journal that I made last week. Again, you know, you can just take these ideas and run with them anywhere you want. But I just here at this point want to see how much of this pocket I need to cut off. So I'm actually going to move this all the way in. That's going to be glued in. And now perhaps it will be nice to have a template of how large my pages are, but I don't have one and I'm just not going to bother with that right now. I'm just going to do this. This is how much I need to cut off. I just need this element to fit perfectly within the journal. The next thing I'm going to do is cut out this window here. So I want the window to be centered. So I'm going to pop this back on and see how much space I have to work with. So I want my window centered in there. So what I can do is open it up. I can't remember how I did it on this one, honestly. And it really doesn't matter as long as I cut a piece out. I can even rip it out and have it uneven. So it really, it doesn't have to be precise. But here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to give myself 2 centimeters from each edge. And draw a line, preferably somewhat straight line, and then I could be more precise by doing it this way. 2 centimeters here and here, and 2 centimeters here and here. And now I join these lines or markings. Okay, here we go. It doesn't matter how you get there. What matters is you just cut out a square. I think this line is a little bit crooked. You can eyeball it, of course, and it seems like my eyeballing is more precise than measuring, because obviously I didn't measure that right. And now, okay, I've got my lines, and now I'm going to use those lines to cut the rectangle out. So that's why I'm drawing on the inside so that you can't see the lines. All right. Terrific. The objective is to cut some sort of an opening, and an opening we have. So you can see this. Very cool. All right, now I'm going to ink the edges. And now really all these steps are optional. Well, this next step at least is optional because I am going to use stenciling now, and you can see here that's what I've done on this one, and I'm simply recreating what I've done before. I've done all the thinking on this one, so I don't have to think anymore. I can just follow what I have done previously, and it's just a quick little stencil job. Who can argue with that? Here we go, that's how that's looking. You see, it's these minor little details that make all the difference. I don't know, I think I've moved on to French accents now. I was sidetracked by my French accent, I forgot to mention. Now we're going to make the actual pocket. So you see this here, I'm just using a little bit of acetate. You can use cellophane, you can use, I don't know, vellum. Pulling things out of my bin now because I know I have one. You can use this type of flat plastic packaging. Anyway, plenty of things that you can use, but I'm using acetate. This is very kind of flimsy, on the flimsy side acetate. So I'm just going to cut it down a little. And now apply, I was going to say apply a little bit of glue, but a lot of glue just came out of this bottle. Basically, I am going to be sewing around, so the glue is really just to keep it in place until I kind of get to my sewing machine, and I don't want it to be moving around and whatnot, but probably easier just to take it to my sewing machine than mess around with this glue. Anyway, it's done now. If you don't have a sewing machine, then by any means you can just use glue. All right, I am going to take this to my sewing machine. I'll advise that it's really better that you wait for the glue to dry, but I don't have that kind of time. I have to keep on filming. I'm gonna sew around the window first, just like I did here, and then I'll be back and we'll discuss the rest. Here we go, that's sewn on, and I didn't seem to go into the glue, which is good, even though here my sewing machine had a little bit of a hissy fit. So anyway, it all worked out in the end. And now I can chop this excess off, so you don't have to worry about like having precise measurements or, you know, a window. This window has to be precise and so on. I just want to make the window, and window we have made. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on just like so. That's looking good. So what I might do, even though again I am going to take this to my sewing machine, I like to put a little bit of glue down just to hold it in place. Really simple, really simple, but really effective once it's done and in a book. All right, so now all I have to do is close this pocket and, you know, sew this, even though it's glued on, but I'm gonna obviously take it to the sewing machine. I might do it on screen. I'm just gonna do that kind of business. I might do a little bit of inkage. Really simple and a whole lot of fun-a-roo, if I may say so myself. Okay, here we go. Let's sew this baby. I changed my mind and I'm not gonna go down across here because that will shorten the pocket. So I'm gonna finish here and back stitch. Take it out and turn it around, and now just stitch this. Come on now, how easy was that? And look, oh look at this. So fabulous. All right, next, to make it a little bit more special, I am going to use a butterfly sticker, of course, because that's just how I roll, you know? So I don't know if you saw what I did, especially with this type of thing. Once this goes on, it can't come off. So the placement has to be precise. So I just cut off a little piece of this backing on the sticker. Now I'm going to position it. You see, it's not sticky. It's sticky over here. I'm going to position it where I want it. Perfect. And now I can stick that down. So now this piece is stuck down, and I can just do this. I've probably shown this a million times before in my video, but might as well show it again. Isn't that just stunning? Next, we're going to make the booklet that goes inside, but first I want to pop this into my book, so I just need to poke the holes. And here is my template from last week, and I'm just going to position where I want it. That's looking good to me. Punch away, my friend. And I'm gonna pop this into my journal. Excellent. And now let's make a little book. Very simple but fun. All right, so I just have a piece of paper here. I don't know about the size, who cares, as long as it fits inside that pocket. I'll probably have to cut it short. Chop this down, and now I'm just going to check how. Oh, it's exactly the same size as this pocket. Totally not planned. I want it a little bit shorter, so I'm just going to trim it down a little bit more. Ink away. For my pages, I just picked out some different types of pages. I've got graph just to make it more fun, and this kind of thing as well. I don't know if you have these types of papers in your stash, but I think they are, because they're very thin, not very good quality, you know, and if you fold them this way, the lines are going the wrong way. So the only, I think you know what I'm talking about. And those types of papers are perfect for these mini little journals within journal projects. My opinion only, of course. But I love the crinkle that they make. Let's talking more working. I think I have 6 folded pages here, and I folded them lengthwise, as you can see. And now I'm going to do this. Mark where I need to cut, and I'm going to have all of this to make another little journal, mon ami. So I'll put that aside, and would you look at that? Ooh, very sweet. Quick little 3-hole pamphlet stitch binding using some embroidery floss. I just have to quickly show you something. I have to show you le boob.
Oh, you look very uncomfortable there, little Lepoop. Hello, good book.
I love making these little booklets because they add quite a bit of charm to any journal, and they're quite easy to make. And plus, you don't have to use your best papers, like I said before, papers that you can't really use in other journals. And anyway, I think they're a lot of fun. And book complete. Perhaps we can do a little bit of inkage. I'm choosing not to chop this excess bit off because I think I like it. Let's see how it fits. Lovely. Last little touch we need is a little book plate. Just gonna use a scrap piece of paper, cut it down to size. It would have been better if I had more of this paper left, and I know that I do have it somewhere, but I can't currently find it, so I'm just gonna go with this. But just to demonstrato on this one here, you can see cohesiveness, right? But it's fine. Now I have this little pouch next to me in one of my drawers where I have like ready-made little things that I can use as book plates, and in here like these sorts of things. You see that looks good, and a little sticker maybe. But in here I have these sticky notes that I found. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. I shall stop the search. And now, of course, I shall simply glue it down. Isn't that just sweet? Element number 1 is officially complete, and I hope I'm not going to keep saying this throughout the video. I love it. I actually like this one better than this one because of the contrast. You can see that 3 layers. Oh, you can see that. You can see that, right? How much that makes a difference. The fact that I have 1, 2, 3 layers here, and here I have just this. So, all right, let's keep on keeping on. Next thing we're going to make is this element here. So this whole page over here, we have this kind of thing happening. All right, we'll come back to that. Then we have this beautiful binding over here, and this journal here. So this is our element 2, both sides. All right, let's get to it. I didn't put this in properly. Okay, so in this journal, the element 2 goes over here, and I'm going to be using different types of things because when I was making this one, I didn't know that I'll be making 2 and that I'll be kind of replicating the process, so I didn't make sure that I have 2 of everything. So anyway, that's besides the point. First thing we're going to do is have a little something like this. What I did in the first one, I applied glue, and I'm not going to do that here, and I'll tell you why. I applied glue only to about this much. Okay, and then I glued it down, and then we have all these little tuck spots. And while it does work to keep things in place, occasionally a little piece might fly out. Like you can see this one, I have to pull it out. But what I think would actually be a better idea is something that I always steer clear of. And I think in this case, it's going to work better. I always say, don't use double-sided tape for pretty much anything really, but specifically for pockets, because anything you put inside a pocket, let's say we have double-sided tape here, and then we put a tag in there, that tag is going to get stuck in the double-sided tape. So you see where I'm going with this. I think that's the perfect solution. I'm going to use double-sided tape so that all the little bits that I tuck in are going to get stuck and they're not going to be falling out, but not stuck enough where you can't take it out. Okay, but I'm still going to use glue because over time that double-sided tape is just not gonna stay. In fact, I have something just the other day. I've demonstrated this so many times and I still feel like I have to explain myself. For example, this here, I found this in one of my drawers because I was organizing and stuff. And I had this glued on here. And look at this. It's just, look, that's double-sided tape. I remember, I think my son was very little when I did this. There was some type of, I think I had like, I can't remember what it was, but it was, anyway, the point is, double-sided tape, after a while, completely loses stickiness and also seeps through, which it didn't actually seep through on this page, but I do have a project where it completely destroyed the book and seeped through, and it's upstairs, so I can't be bothered now going to get it. But if you watched my videos before, you've seen me show that. And I don't know why I'm going into this with such ferocity. I think people might get maybe offended that I speak badly of double-sided tape. You know, in this day and age, you can never be too sure. You know, you don't want to offend people. Oh no, we don't want to do that. So if you love your double-sided tape, look, I'm using double-sided tape. Now I feel like I have to apologize for my sarcasm because surely there's someone out there who's not going to be happy with my sarcastic antics today or my French accent. Okay, I'll stop now. I'm just going to add glue here in the middle. So even if the double-sided tape fails me, this glue will not. This glue is a forever glue. Okay, you see what's going on. Now we're going to glue it down. Oh, I know you're waiting for it, but you might have to wait a little while longer. Okay, I'm gonna decoratio. Oh, what was that? Was that an Italian accent? What's going on? I'm just making it up. You know, you see what's going on over here. We have flowers, then we have flowers, then we have more flowers. Such originality, is it not? I astound myself with my originality sometimes. That was a little bit more sarcasm there. Perhaps I should just stop talking. Le decorazione. I have to listen to some Italian. Okay, lovely, lovely. We have this. Look at all this space. You can do whatever. But I bet you want to see this little book. I cannot remember where I got this little thing from, but probably like Tapeology or something like that. And it's little vellum. It's just, I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. So it's just little vellum pieces. Look up close how beautiful that is. Okay, you can stop looking. So now, will my theory work? It actually does. Watch this. Watch. We have that double-sided tape. And I'm hoping it's gonna like, you know, look. You've been a bad girl. No, stop. Okay. Clearly that's not going anywhere, but still you can easily take it out, you know? Whereas this one, with no double-sided tape, yeah, you see. Not all of them fall out, but there's a little bit of falling outage. So I was pondering that problem, you see? And I believe I have come up with a soluzione. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Now this rose doesn't go. I think you ladies may understand that at certain times in our life we get a little bit feisty, and I have been a little bit feisty lately, and perhaps it comes across in the videos. So I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to anyone whom I may offend. Oh, sweet, sweet. Nothing's falling out. Maybe they're moving a little bit, but nothing. Okay, I think double-sided tape works wonderfully. Maybe this is something that we can expand upon. So I definitely like this one better than this one. So it's probably these bright colors just don't go. Maybe I can tone it down a little. Oh, I do believe it's making a difference. Okay, let's move on. Now, the next thing we're going to do is look at this beautiful, wonderful flap we have here for, of course, the journal that we're about to make. So another journal, a journal within a journal. Who doesn't like that? And look how beautiful. So first thing, okay, let's get some pages happening. Okay, page is ready. I'm not going crazy over here. I just have 4 pages here. We could do 5, 6, whatever. I'm just going to do 4 because I think that's what I did in the first journal. And I have avocado and tea dyed paper. So a little bit of difference, you see? Fold in half and ink away. So we're going to do 3 whole pamphlet stitch, but I'm going to do this lovely business. I've done it on camera before. I'm going to do it again. We'll speed it all up. We're just beading. So here's a little sneakity-peekity, because everybody likes to look at other people's things. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. So I'm using these gold little, they're actually plastic beads, like nothing special, but I'm just using the gold ones. Okay, bead ready. And we need embroidery floss and the needle. 3 holes, 1 and 2. The bigger the space over here, the more beads you have to string on. So maybe we can, I don't know, let's just do, it looks nice. I could have even done more, but I didn't. And preferably try and sort of have even distance in through the middle. And now we want to add beads. So I wonder if these beads are gonna go through my needle. I think some of them will and some won't. I think I was using the beading needle for my first one, which was totally unnecessary because these bead openings are large enough for my needle here. All right, now we're just gonna bead all the way up. And look at that, isn't that sweet? Now go in and double check. I'm just kind of holding it tight here so I can see if I've got too many or not enough beads, because you don't want like very loose. And I think that's pretty good. Terrifico, terrifico, bellissimo, bellissimo. Okay, now go back through the bottom hole. And now we shall repeat the process. Oh, I don't know if you know that I have a special superpower. I'm going to show you now. I can do this really, really fast. Watch. 3, 2, 1. I was waiting for the right time to tell you. My secret is finally out. I don't want to deceive my audience anymore. I am, in fact, a Speedy Gonzales. And that's the truth. Back in through the middle hole and onto the other side. There's an accent that I absolutely cannot do, and I would love, well, I have to say, okay, I don't think I can do accents or anything, but I love trying. But there's one that I can't even attempt, and that's Irish, and I absolutely love that Irish accent. My husband can somewhat do it, but I don't know if he can do it right. You see? What was that? That was my poor attempt at Irish. This next segment is going to most definitely hurt some people and hurt their feelings. Oh yes, you are seeing it. You are seeing it. It is here in front of you, and I can no longer deny it. I tore up an Edith Holden book. Yes, I did. And that's the truth. Not only am I a Speedy Gonzales, I am also an Edith Holden book tearer. Enough of that business. I'm going to, as I said, Edith Holden. I have 3 copies that I managed to find before everyone was crazy about those books. Before they became a thing in the junk journal, specifically world. Now you can't find them anywhere, and now they are precious. But when we all started out, like, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful books. And, oh, I don't know why I'm using this. I didn't want to do this. I'm talking and not thinking. They're stunningly beautiful books. And I'm thinking, am I going to donate this book? No, I will not be parting with it. And it's sitting on my shelf, and it's just sitting. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to gaze at it lovingly this evening? I will not. Why did I buy it? Did I buy it to gaze at it lovingly? I actually specifically bought it so that I can use it in my journals. Now, people often say I copy the pages or whatnot. I'm pretty sure that you can't do that. Copyright laws, you know. So here I am. Here I am doing the unspeakable, but so worth it. Okay, I need to rip up to the horse's little head. Oh, sweet. Look at that. I am, in fact, making reference to a comment made on my last video. I didn't get offended. I promise. I don't get offended unless it's personal. Somebody said that I need to learn how to pronounce here because it's extremely annoying for them, because they probably want me to pronounce it like this. Here, we're going to put it here and over there. You know, I live in Australia. I live here in Australia, and that's how we pronounce here. And that's just how I talk. So it's got nothing to do with my video. So those comments are just ridiculous. However, somebody did say that they were horrified to see that I've ripped up specifically Edith, because people recognize Edith Holden. And she was horrified, but she did love the video. So I didn't get offended by that. And she did say that she photocopies the pages. And I did, you know, kind of say that you probably shouldn't be doing that. But, you know, if it's for your own personal use, then I don't know. I still don't photocopy. Like, why is it so precious all of a sudden? It wasn't precious before you were doing junk journals, and then you find out about Edith Holden, and now all of a sudden it's precious, and you probably haven't even heard of it before junk journals. I'm going to be honest with you right now. You know, it's out there in the open. I've never heard of it before I started, you know, diving into the world of making handmade books. Never in my life. And then I came across it at a second-hand shop, op shop, years ago, and I did have it sitting on my shelf untouched for a long time until I said, "Girl, what are you doing? Why? You know what's going to happen one day when I'm gone, which I can't believe what's going to happen. But are my kids going to look at Edith Holden lovingly, you know? Or are they going to just donate? Look how nice that's looking. I have to also say now, after all of that, I use every single little bit of Edith Holden. Every single little bit. Nothing is wasted. Alright, so it's going to look something like this. Alright, I'm going to glue this down. Gorgeous. I just love this. And this is why I don't feel bad about using Edith Holden. Okay, anyway, enough about that. I think this video is going to be very long because I'm talking way too much. So I'm going to seize the talkage. So we have officially completed element 2. How is it only element 2? And now we are up to element 3, which is this one here. We're going to do that next. And basically what we have going on over here, I'll just show you. We have a pocket over here. We have, oh, another Edith Holden page. Oversized tag, gorgeous, gorge, and then this opens up, and then voila, you see that? More Edith Holden. Isn't it just stunning? Okay, let's do this. And this time I'm going to take the page out. All right, so for this element, I have cut down 12 by 12 sheet. I'm not sure, is it in half or not? It doesn't matter. I just cut it down so that it fits on my page, right? All right, and then I folded it down like so. That's going to be the height. So you just kind of fold it, you put your page down, and you're like, how high do I want my pocket? I want it around here, and then you go ahead and you fold it down because this will be your pocket. And then to create the pocket for the tags, I fold this up. Okay, so I did a little bit of pre-work so that we can move along. And again, we have, when this is folded down, it creates this pocket here. And when this is folded up, it creates this pocket here where the little tags are. And we'll do this later. Very, very simple. So you can do so much stuff with just folding paper this way and that. And now we are going to beautify this because it's quite ugly, I must say. Oh, where did this butterfly come from? Oh, I shouldn't say ugly. I think it's ugly and it doesn't go with the aesthetic. So now I'm gonna have to make it go. Okay, first thing, I might as well just glue this down, make that large pocket. Lovely. And now I'm going to glue this down just here on the sides to make that small pocket. Simple, simple, simple. Large pocket, small pocket. I might wait for this to dry a little bit. That's why I wanted to glue it down straight away. Okay, and now bringing this one back on screen so that you can see. Over here, we can create another pocket. What I did, I had leftovers, offcuts. And I just kind of have two triangles overlapping each other. So to create this kind of a thing, but you can have a straight pocket, you can have strips like this of like 3 pockets, so much fun stuff that you can do. But here's what I did. So just like so. All right. First I'm gonna glue this one. Perfect. Glue it down. Glue it down. And next one. Glue it down. Isn't it just easy? Easy peasy. See that? How easy was that? Large pocket, small pocket, and yet another pocket. Because pocket is how we like to do things around here. So next, can we make this ugly thing look pretty? It shall be pretty once I'm done with it. So I'm gonna glue this in the middle somewhere, like so. And this can even be left as, you know, another little thing. I'm just not gonna, too much. And now I've picked up these two. I'm not sure what I was planning to do with this. What was I planning to? I think I'm trying to work out what looks better. So this is the overthinking part. You absolutely must have an overthinking part at least once in your crafting session, but don't let it become something that you do all the time. Okay, I think this one probably a little bit too busy. I think I might go for this one. It's not really coming up in the video, but it's gold. And I can have it turned up this way or this way. Should we overthink some more? I think I'll have it turned up this way. Pretty. But still quite ugly. It's actually looking much better now. See, look at this up close. Look at the beaut of the gold. Okay, now, because I'm a Speedy Gonzales, I made these in the last couple of seconds. Just while you blinked, I went ahead and made some tags, you see. So these were made just from tea-dyed and avocado-dyed paper. Cardstock paper, I should say. And, oh, it's just looking so much better already. Okay, now we need to make the large tag. I don't feel like being a Speedy Gonzales right now, so I'm gonna make this on screen, and we're making a large tag. So first I'm gonna measure how tall do I want this tag. Perhaps up to about there. And then, of course, width-wise, I want it to go in easy, in and out. And so I'm just gonna make it slightly narrower than the pocket. Not slightly, actually a lot. And now we'll make it into a tag shape. Ink the edges. And Edith Holden Page, here I come. Now, I want to do this kind of thing. The only issue is I forgot how did I do it? How did I do it so perfect and like ripped so perfect? Like, where do I go from here? I don't know, but I shall remind myself. I think I did first of all, when using your tear ruler, I don't know if you know this, you say, I want to get rid of this part. You don't rip the short bit. So you turn it around and you hold the short bit that you're ripping off. and you're ripping. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but I think you know what I mean. Okay, now I need my fat tag to fit. So I'm gonna have to rip here and like lose this much of the image. And don't worry, like I said before, everything will get used. So here's what I mean, like this is the long piece. You're holding the long piece when you're ripping. It just makes it easier. And I'm trying to make it as straight as possible. Sorry, bird. The bird has lost the tail. And now I want the tag to fit here. 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 I can't do the American pronunciation of here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here. Can't do it. And then, what do we have here? I'll stop now. I'll stop, I promise. Then we shall do this kind of business. Okay, the tag fits. Okay, I think I did a better job on this one. I cut off too much here because I was doing American accent, which I really just need to not do that anymore, because this is what happened. And now I'm not, well, it's fine because I can just move it up. Oh, easy. Now I need to cut off this little bit here. So you see a tiny little piece, it'll be hard, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't move it around. It's easier to turn it around and hold the little piece in place with your ruler. You know what I'm saying, don't you? And now this side here, around there. Oh yes, let's do it. Will it work? It will work. Look at that beautiful, beautiful image. And now ink the edges. It just makes it look like it's intentionally cut this way, if that makes sense. It makes it look, I didn't take this book page and rip it. It just is this way when you ink the edges. That's what I feel like anyway. Look, isn't that sweet? I do feel somewhat bad about this side, and I'm gonna allow those feelings to come up, and then I'm just gonna let them go. I'm letting them go. Breathe is what I'm doing. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And now for the little tab up the top. I think it looks quite nice. I love the large letters here. This is right at the back of the book. Basically what I like to do is ink both sides, and then, oh, I didn't do this side, and then fold it down so that we have a little bit of peekage, and then it goes onto the tag like so. But before I glue that little piece down, that's gonna have to go there. Here's another quick little, it's not a story, but it kind of is. This book I'm using, as you can see, when I'm gluing stuff down. And this is the Gone with the Wind book, a book that I read many, many years ago and absolutely loved. And the copy that I had, which is the one you see me using here, was secondhand. And the book actually fell apart as I was reading it. Like the binding, the pages were falling out, literally fell apart. And the book has been sitting on my shelf since then because I loved the book, and that's just how I used to roll. I don't roll that way so much no more. But it was sitting on my shelf gathering dust for who knows how many years, maybe 20 years, is it possible? I'm not sure. Perhaps not 20, 15 I would say, 15 years. And I finally decided that, you know what, I'm either going to buy myself a brand new copy that I can read again perhaps, which I'm never going to read it again. I've read it once. I don't like to reread books. Or I can use the book in my crafting. And I chose to still love the book, but to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. We need to ink. And that is our element complete. Oh, it's not. Sorry about that squeaky voice. The screecheroo voice. Okay, we need this, but let's make something real quick. Just for this pocket, I'm going to speed it up. This video is going to be very long, but there is really nothing that I can do about that. I mean, I know I am probably talking a bit more in this video than I usually do, but this work takes time. It simply takes time. I don't know if you think I'm Speedy Gonzales or something. Okay, so I'm gonna have a little something in there. The pocket is a little bit tight. And so to create ease of putting things in, taking things out, just go in there a few times with something and create a little bit of spessage. Beautiful. And now I'm going to use, again, Edith Holden book, but one with no images, writing only, because this to me is as special as the writing pages. I mean, the beautifully illustrated pages. Look how gorge. I can't believe last week when I filmed the video, the hardcover ring-bound journal video, I was actually planning to do all of this in that one video, which to me now seems like just crazy thinking. Here's a little sneak peek. That video last week, I can't remember how long the video is, but probably a lot of you watching this also watched that video. That video took me 5 hours to film. Okay, 5 hours to film the video. And then I had to edit the video and all that fun stuff. I'm not going to go into that boring stuff. Now we shall apply a little sticker. Okay. Element 3 is officially complete. And look at that. I mean, is that not perfect or what? That bird looks like it's sitting on top of the pocket. It's totally unintentional. I love it when that happens. All right, we are done with this section. And now, actually, I'm not going to close the rings, because the next element that we're going to do, we are actually adding something. It's going to go there. And it is this element. I'm going to do it obviously on screen. It's this pocket and booklet, and yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to do now. We can probably speed through this because it's quite easy, and then we're going to do this. Let's get to it. For this element, I'm going to be using these plasticky page dividers, and obviously you can just use paper. It doesn't have to be this kind of thing, but the reason why I'm using those is because I'm using this sticker book. And again, you can just use scrapbook paper, but I've spoke about this sticker book in my sticker organization video. And basically these stickers are the kinds of stickers that you have to cut out by hand, and I hate those kinds of stickers. So even though I've already done a few cutting out, so I decided to use full pages in my project instead of cutting out individually. So for this one, I'm going to use this sticker page. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this sticker page right on top of this, and then I'll work from there. Glue it all the way down to the bottom. None of this individual cutting out of the stickers business. Now I'm going to cut this section off. Cut it off. And I'm going to take this second piece, and I want it to be higher than the first piece, so it's easy to open. I'm going to cut perhaps somewhere here, and I'm going to use my wiggly cutter to get this lovely wiggly edge. All right, here's what we have so far. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and do a little stitch here, just so that this sticker paper doesn't eventually start peeling off. And now that that's done, I'm going to place this on top, and it's very slidey, so I'm going to keep it in place and take it to my sewing machine and sew these 3 sides to create that pocket, and obviously to sew these 2 pieces together. Here it is, a little pocket, done and dusted. And now, first of all, I'm going to do a little wiggly line over here and cut all this business off. Lovely. Next, in order for this page to fit nicely into the journal, I'm just going to trim it down. And I'm going to use this piece for the side over here. But obviously that's too long, so I need it to be something like this. So first, let's trim this and just double check. And now I'm going to shorten it to the same height. Perfect. And now I'm going to ink the edges, and I just have to double check that this piece is going to fit inside my journal. So I might just add a little bit of glue just to keep it in place, because next I shall take this to my sewing machine and just do a stitch along here. Ain't that great? Look at that. Very nice. And now using my template, I might put it behind so that I can see kind of how centered it is. And off I go punching those holes. Fabulous. Here comes the journal, and here we go. Lovely. Okay, now we need a little booklet. Here's my cover. We shall be speeding through this. And here are my pages. I'm going to use these pages from a vintage catalog, like antique catalog. I'll show you what it is. Collector's Guide Antique Catalog, right? It's from 1983, so beautiful. I love the sound and the crinkle of the pages, so, you know, we're going junk journal style over here. Fold all the pages in half. So much crinkle happening with this one. And now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this cover in. I just want to give this page a ragged looking edge. They're all at the same level up here. And now what I will do is the following. Look at this. The ragged edges. And now all I'm going to do is create some more ragged edges like this. And then down the bottom here. That didn't quite go as planned, did it? It's because of these plasticky bits. I should have removed them, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna pretend like I meant to do that. Here's what I did to make it look intentional, like I did that on purpose, you know. I did that on purpose, totally. I totally did that on purpose. I'm gonna do it on this one as well. And there we go. Now you can go home. Sweet home Alabama. And we have this fun little junk journal-y type little thing, right? Oh yes, we do, you know we do. Now this is probably sticking out a little bit too much for my liking, but you know, as long as it fits in the pocket, it will be a-okay. And I'm just gonna bind this with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I might engage my Speedy Gonzales abilities. How's that for Speedy Gonzales? And final touch is a little butterfly sticker. And he's gonna live right over here. Position and engage. Now imagine if it doesn't fit. It should. Perfect fit. Perfection. Yep, indeed. All right, let's move on. Next element on the agenda is this gorgeous beauty. So it's like a, I don't know, cottage door, I suppose. I am using a 12 by 12 piece of paper that I'm going to cut down to the height of my cottage door that I want. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to fold it so that it meets in the middle. I might even be quite precise here. Not necessary, but I might find the exact middle, which is right over here, and fold this side in like so. And now fold this side in. Quite simple, quite simple indeed. All right, that's what we have so far. And now we're doing the cottage door kind of thing. So I just need to cut a loop here. You can use a plate or whatever, you know, but I kind of just use this. Preferably find one that works. I can see that faint line, and now I cut. Alrighty, lovely. Ink all the edges. Now that the edges are inked, it all looks nice and finished. And now I like to give it a base. First, I'm gonna mark over here how much I need to cut. Okay, and now I could again go in with this and try, you know, but instead, what I might do is just draw myself with cut following this shape. And cut away. Remove the evidence, ink the edges, and now glue this on top of this. And there we go. Glued down. Lovely, 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 lovely. Next thing we're gonna do is the closure. So I have 4 little circles here, and I'm gonna decide where I want the closure. So perhaps I can maybe just test it out like this. Perhaps I can do a little pokey poke. Do a little poke. Pokey, pokey, poke. Pokeroo. And another pokeroo. And now let's layer these beauties. might be easier to find the perfect center like this. I'll do this one individually, then I'll do this one, hoping it's the middle. And of course, we shall be using breads. That goes through that one, and then through this one. And here's what we've got going on. And then this goes through this, just like so. Close the prongs. Okay, that's one done, and that's the other one done. That's what we've got. And now we shall look for those scraps and punch out some circles and maybe give the circles a little bit of an inkaroo. And now we shall hide the prongs. You'll see. You'll see. I don't know why I inked them. Now you can see them, but that's fine. That's fine. Look at my fingers from all the inking. I'm going to be dreaming tonight. Ink. 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 Prongs? What prongs? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Get a little piece of string and go underneath. I like to work this up a little bit, like to give it ease of closing, wrapping. Tie a square knot underneath. Sometimes I like to go a bit overboard and then tie a knot at the top, and in fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Perfect. Chop the evidence. And now again, work this up and go on and wrap. Wrap that baby and chop. Now this element is gonna become a pocket, and then we're gonna have all the stuff. So this is just, you know, you can do really whatever here. I'm going to make 2 pockets. One maybe long one and perhaps a shorter one. Perhaps round some corners. And well, you guessed it, ink edges. Here's what I have. A large pocket. I like that. And just glue the 3 sides down. You know the drill. You know the drill. And now get creative however you like. I have a tiny little piece of this beautiful ribbon left. It's just this one piece that's left, and that's all I have. So the bottom pocket is just gonna have to be left out this time. And this piece is kind of like a little belly band. You know, we can tuck things in because I only glued the sides here. And now let's fill up the pockets. I'm just gonna go in and put in some random little bits and pieces. And this is a little tuck spot. It's not dry yet, but yeah, I just want to move on. Busy, very busy, busy, busy. I don't mind it. Maybe I can use this here, you know, create an illusion. I'll stop with the nonsense. Only apply glue to this very sides, because that's also going to be a little thing, a little tuckaroo kind of a thing. Tuckaroo. Okay. Look, I mean, isn't that sweet? It is sweet. We're done with this one, but we still have something else to do behind, right? I'll just show you the completed page. This is the one that I've already finished. And now we're gonna do this, right? So I'm taking out the page from my journal, and now this is going to be glued on right over here. And we're gonna do just the 3 sides, because of course, you know, we are creating a pocket there. And perhaps we don't want a massively large pocket. So I applied a bit more glue there. All right, excellent. Now for this next thing that's gonna go in there, I'm going to use 2 pages. But first I will chop this off so that I have 2 nice straight edges there. Because now what I'm going to do is join these 2 pieces of paper with a little bit of washi tape. The reason why I didn't fold it in half the other way is because it wouldn't be tall enough. Oh no, I've used up all of this washi tape. Okay, I'm just gonna hoard this piece and I'll use this one instead. But I want ripped edges, and that's a little bit harder to do with washi tape that doesn't have backing. But we'll just have to, I'll just have to deal with it, won't I? Ink away. And now I'm basically hinging these 2 pages together, as you can see, but I need them to stay in place. Oh, well, that didn't go too well because I kind of went askew. We shall make it work. Now I have to repeat on this side. Lovely. I love how that looks. We have officially made 2 pages into 1 page. I'm going to trim it down because of course I want it to fit on my page, and now I want it to fit in the pockets, so I'm going to make it about maybe a little bit wider, so I need to trim that off. Let's see if it's gonna fit. Perfect, fit. And now of course again I want it to be rounded, so again I'm just gonna eyeball it here. I think that will do. And now we're just gonna make it actually look good. It needs a little something, of course, something like this. I feel like I could do a little bit of a stencil job. Just a tiny little bit at the top. Glue it down. And this could also be a little booklet, but we haven't got time for that. Okay, element number, I can't remember what, I think 5 is done. And into the journal it goes. Perfect. Now the next element is this one. So this one has a few interesting things. So we have first this hidden pocket over here, then we have another little hidden pocket over here, but wait, that's not all. We have this, and then we have a this, and then we have a this. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. For this element, we need a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I'm gonna cut right down in half, right in the middle. Okay, so that's cut in the middle. Next, I took my page out so that I can see how tall do I want this element to be. And I can already see that it's a little bit too wide, so I will come back to that. So I want it to be about perhaps this tall. All right, so that's the flap done. Now I'm taking this other piece and I'm going to attach the two basically, like this. So I will apply a little bit of glue to the back and then attach the two. Lovely. And now I'm going to fold this one up. And no matter how much attention you pay to measurements and everything, you might find things go a little bit askew. You can see over here, which is fine because I will trim the edges so that they're exactly the same. Before I do any of that, I need to trim this down so that it sits right under the flap here. So I'm going to trim it about there. And here we go. You can see the element starting to come to life. And now, because of course it's askew, what I'm going to do is simply trim both sides to have nicely, everything is just perfect. One side and other side. Perfect size. I don't need to do any more trimming, and that's looking good. So before I continue, I'm gonna ink the edges. Of course I am. Perfect. Next, first we're going to do the flip out element this way. So grab a piece of paper that goes well. I'm gonna go with this one because it's oh so beautiful. First, looking at the height, I want it about this high. And now I'm gonna fold it in half and chop off right here. Ink away. Beautiful. And before we do anything else, maybe some corners, little offcuts, little triangles, and just glue them on. Well, isn't that a little cutie patootie? Okay, now we shall glue this onto this, but this is going to be our first hidden pocket, so we're not gluing the whole thing down. So of course it's going to be opening this way, but then it's also a pocket underneath. So I'm only gluing these 3 sides down. All right, and pocket underneath. We're going to let that dry. And now this one opens this way. So the one on the inside, I'm going to repeat this exact same thing on the inside, but it's going to open this way. So I'm going to use this scrapbook paper for the inside one. And by the way, what I was kind of looking at is double-sided scrapbook paper, but something that you can write on the inside. So I don't want any busy business on the inside. Let's repeat the whole process. All right, so this one's ready to go as well. And I'm just going to glue the whole thing down. I'm not creating any more pockets, even though I could. It could be a pocket galore, especially if this is your standalone little project that you're making. Then you can just go crazy with the pockets. And on it goes. So far, this is what we have. This opens this way, yeah, pocket in there, and then it opens this way, and that goes that way, and you know, clear space for writing. Now what I want to do is just to make this flap here a little bit more fun and a little bit weighted down so that it kind of stays closed. So I'm just adding a little bit of lace on top of lace on top of lace, that kind of thing. A little bit of glue. And just make a nice little wiggly edge with my shrinking piers. And mission accomplished. The pocket is weighed down. It's the flap, I mean, it's staying put. And now the next part I'm going to do, this is going to be glued down, but we do have this cute element here. So when I glue this down, I'm going to glue the whole bottom section down and a little bit here. So that gives me a nice little short pocket up here. All right, let's just do it. I want to go approximately up to here with the glue, so the whole bottom section gets the glue. And then here, because I need the pocket from this side, I'm only going to apply the glue along this edge. And now we shall glue it down. All right, that's what we have. Put a little something in there, hide it away, okay? And finally, we shall be making this. So of course it doesn't have to be a circle book, it can be a little square book, but I have these circles, so I'm just going to grab some papers. Perhaps I can use this, what was left over from what I was doing before, but I don't need this many. Maybe I'll take some out. As long as your papers are larger than your circle. The secret is to have the circles aligned, which it's hard to see because, you know, they're hidden from each other. They shall be back in each other's arms. All the way close to this edge, all the way close to this edge, and do exactly the same on the back. All the way close to this edge and this edge. And now I'm gonna take it to my sewing machine and just do a little stitch here. It's gonna be brown. This one's white. Brown is in my machine now, so brown it shall be. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And now what we shall do, this is why I didn't want to have too many pages in there, because now we have to cut around the circle. A beautiful little circle book. And now the moment of truth, it looks not bad on the other side. It's fine because it's nothing a little Inkaroo can't help. And to finish it off, I'm going to use a book page circle, and then we're going to try and find a little sticker, and we're going to try and not dwell. Do not dwell. We'll go with that one. First, I'm going to glue the sticker on. Chop off this extra bit here or here, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to glue this on this. Such a sweet little circle book. Little circle journal. Ooh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. We have officially completed element 6, which in fact has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. Oh, how cool. Element 6 has 6 elements. Okay, now into the journal it goes. We are officially done with this one. Next on the agenda we have element 7, which is this one here. It's an independent page that we are adding into the journal. And by the way, this is why I love the ring bound journals, because you can just go ahead and just keep on adding. And all right, that's the element we're going to be making next. So essentially we're making a side pocket. So I'm going to use one image, and then the other section will be, I'm just using a page like this. And I also want to make the back into like a writing spot, so I am going to be covering it with some tea-dyed paper. But we shall get to that, because first thing I want to do is work on this image. So I'm going to kind of perhaps cut it down, get rid of this page number, and shorten this side also so that it can fit inside my journal. And now I'm bringing in another piece. This is just an offcut that I have that goes beautifully with this, and I'm going to give it like, what would you call it, like a little spine. So it's going to be something like this. I need to shorten this by approximately about just a thumb. Something like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to use the second page as my pocket, and I'm going to trim it down. And now, of course, this is going to be a pocket, but I also want it to be functional on the other side. I want it to be a writing spot, so I'm going to cover this with the tea-dyed page. Perfect, and cut the excess off. Fantastico. Okay, now I'm going to, of course, ink the edges. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And now we shall put them together like so. And I can go ahead and glue this on. I will, of course, sew as well, but I just want everything to stay in place. And of course I will be sewing this to make it a side pocket, so I'm going to sew here, down here, and here as well. And here is the pocket, looking really cute. I love the fact that you can see this flower when the pocket opens. And like I said, I just sewn there, and then I added an extra stitch just for looks. And that is it done. Now I'm going to use my template to poke the holes. Holes are done. And now for the element inside, I'm going to use an image from the book, absolutely serene and stunning, and one of these tea-dyed file folder dividers. I just want something that has a bit more weight than standard paper, basically. And of course it needs to fit inside the pocket. Checking, perfect fit. And now, of course, this image has to fit. So I'm deciding, do I want to chop off the bottom or top? Obviously the top, because, you know. First, I'm going to round the edges and cut down this image so that it fits perfect. Round the edges and ink away. Actually, I'm going to round all the edges on this one as well. I mean the corners, because then it gives me this nice rounded kind of a, you know, and then when I open I have this. I like that. Apply glue and glue down. Look how beautiful that looks. She's just looking out, pondering life. Perhaps she can journal about it. Cottage living gorgeousness. And now, of course, it's gonna go into the journal. Look at that. Gorge. Okay, taking this journal out. So that was the page that we just did. And now we're going to do this element number 8. This gorgeousness, we have this, and then we have this, and then we have a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to go to that page. We're going to turn into element 8, which is this one here. And it opens this way. And of course you can just do so many different things. You can have even another little journal in here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I found a page from Edith Holden book. It can be any page really. And I found one that only has the writing. And I used one page to create the 2 pockets. So you can see this and this is one page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut this all the way to the writing. That's done. Now I'm gonna cut it to the correct height. Done and done to perfection. Would you look at that? And now I'm simply going to rip here, and I'm going to do like wiggly rippage. I'm not going to rip straight down. I'm going to do something like this. Okay. And now we have this that's going to go here, and this that's going to go here. And we have created a pocket and a pocket, but here I want a straight edge. So I'm just going to make this into a straight edge. Perfect. Okay, and now ink all the edges. So I just want to show you the difference with inked edges. So you can see that and that with not inked edges. And now you can see that and that with inked edges. I rest my case. Now what we're going to do is simply glue it down. So we're just gluing the 3 sides down, just the 3 sides to make it into a pocket. Pocket number 1 and pocket number 2. Terrific, isn't it? Isn't it just stunning? Maybe even better. I just had a thought, if I chop this shorter and then you can actually see that. Oh, anyway, I'm not gonna do it, but you can do it. Okay, so now before I continue, I'm gonna punch these holes. I chopped out some circles from that paper that I used in the previous element, and I made these little things, ring reinforcers, and I'm gonna glue that on. The little details is literally everything. Look at that. Okay, and now for the first pocket, I just cut down an A4 size of just this beautiful iridescent cardstock, and I'm gonna glue this piece down just to make it like into a little card, just like so, nice and easy, and it looks beaut. And then for this one here, I just used some of these painty papers and I kind of lined it with another paper. So for this journal today, oh, and we have a little sticker, must not forget the little sticker. For this journal today, I mean, anything really can go in there. I can make another little booklet, or I have a folder right here next to me where I have, you see, painty papers, and then I have all these, like, you know, different things that perhaps I've done with my kids in the past, and you know, I thought, well, I'm gonna use this for something, like that sort of stuff. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, I found one that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this one. Fold in the middle. Okay, lovely. So that's inked and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm going to scavenge my desk for all the discarded little bits and pieces and think of perhaps a little embellishment real quick. Okay, it's just a little thing. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's just a little thing. Okay, that lives in there. And that's, oh, look at that. It looks nice. And now on this side, we shall be doing this business. So first of all, I'm getting my washi tape. Now I'm going to rip the edge, and remember, we're using both pieces. I don't know why I said remember, because maybe you didn't watch a previous video, but I'm going to use both of these pieces. So this piece will go on this edge, and then this piece goes on this edge. But first, of course, we have to ink the edge. Perfect. Time to apply the washi tape. Perfect. And now on this side, repeat. Great. Chop the excess off. And here it is. Now we are going to do this fun business here. I did show how I do this in the previous video, but I'm gonna show it again. So I have a little circle, and then I have a little sticker, a transparent sticker. All right, and then I have another book page that I'm gonna have the writing going the exact same way as the writing on my circle. And now I shall remove a little bit of this backing, just a little bit, so I can position the sticker where I want it, something like this. Okay, I'm gonna put it down, put the sticker down, don't move the circle, and this can now be stuck down. Lovely, beautifully stuck down. Oh, well, I'm loving how this is looking. I love how this is looking. I had to stop filming so I can take a photo because I had an idea. Okay, and now we shall remove this sticker. I just want to make sure that it's really stuck down, because when we remove the sticker, we want to be removing the book page as well, like so. And now we have, voila! And now we shall take our page and we shall glue this down like so. The only thing I don't like about this sticker is that it's got these white flowers, and the white flowers are on here as well, and it doesn't look like white flowers. It just looks like too much of the book page, or not enough of the book page came off, but it is gonna have to do. Apply the glue and glue down. It looks beautiful now that it's glued down and the sun is bright and shining and everything is just fine. It's looking really nice. One last thing I have to do before this beauty goes into the book is to re-punch the holes, because we've put that washi tape. So we'll just go, oh, I have to make sure this isn't in the way. Don't want to be punching holes through that. You know, I think it'll look quite cool if I just went ahead and just punched some random holes. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. No. Who's got the time for that? I mean, how long is this video already? Did I even tell you that it's the next day? Yep, it's the next day. So all that stuff you've seen previously was actually done yesterday. Because it's taking a lot longer than I anticipated. It's not that easy to make a journal, it seems. Okay, oh, look at this. I think that's it with the elements, and the only thing that we have left. Now I can definitely close the rings because I'm not going to be putting any more pages in, and all that we have left is, in fact, the back cover and the front cover. Then I'm going to do a flip through, but I can already tell that this journal is most definitely bigger than the previous journal because it has more pages, so perhaps larger rings. I'm not sure, we shall see. Okay, let's do the front cover. So for this front cover, you've probably seen this flippy arty business at the start of the video. So I can't recreate this exact same thing because I don't have any more of this, whatever this is. I'll just take this out so you can see. It's like a little pocket. It actually came out of a planner. It was at the back of a planner for like business cards and stuff like that. And I only had one, and it was perfect size for this journal, so I used it for this journal. So now I'm going to recreate this exact same thing without using the pocket. So we'll still do the fun, you know, that thing. So I'm going to cut this avocado dyed paper into 4 narrow strips. All right, here they are. And basically what I did, you can see this, just strips of paper, okay? But don't fold it yet. So I put it into the pocket. The pocket hasn't been used before, so it just needs a little bit of usage, and then it'll be easy to pop things in. And I fold it, so I put it in as far as it will go, and then I folded it down so that I have a little bit of space here. All right, so first thing I did is get all of that sorted out. Cut it down, fold it down, and you can see when I plop them in, there's a little bit of space between them as well. All right, so that's done. Before I continue with the other stuff, I'm going to quickly embellish them. So I just pulled out random bits and pieces that I have in my random bits and pieces box. These are all bits and pieces from Taperology. And I have a this box that I can never open. And I just have like fun stuff, labels and things and like tags that I know, oh, I need something, I know I'm gonna reach into this box. So the little tags are gonna go inside the flap here, and then I will embellish these pieces. I don't know, I just pulled out something, so I'm gonna have to, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so the inside little bits and pieces are glued on. All of my little things are now embellished, and I'm just gonna pop them in just like so. And now I need a little strip to glue down, kind of like a stopper. Would you call it a stopper? I'm not sure, but something that you can tuck them underneath, okay? But I'm only gluing the bottom, this edge down. I'm not gonna glue the sides because it will be difficult for these to come in. Yesterday I was feisty and today I can't talk. But literally just a tiny, tiny little bit away from the edge of these, because otherwise it will be difficult to get them out. So actually this will make sense. So we want this process to be easy, okay? And we don't want too much distance from the edge of this to the tag. Otherwise we'll have to go all the way out. I hope I'm making sense. All right, that's done. And I just wanted to add this piece over the top, just to kind of give it a little bit more structure, or who knows what. I just want to add the piece. I think it just keeps everything down a little bit more. And this is again an off that bottom strip from 12 by 12 paper. Oh, that's looking so pretty. Look, the dark, the black, and the black in the butterfly just ties in together beautifully. Okay, now I shall glue this piece right over here, and done. And now we shall add a bit of this and a bit of that to the pocket. So we have a little something over here. All right, now that I've opened that pocket a little bit, now I can just go ahead and tuck things in. It's hiding my black strip over here. So I'm gonna use smaller stuff. And here we go. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's officially the front cover done. And now let's go to the back cover and let's finish this baby off. First thing I'm gonna do is pop a little sticker right there. Next thing I'm gonna do is glue this down. Handmade by moi, mon ami. Next thing I'm going to do is add this butterfly, which was sent to me by a subscriber. I've actually never seen these in shops before, and if I have seen these, I will be buying the whole lot. Whatever is there, I'll buy them all, because this I just love. I'm not a big fan of butterflies in real life, but crafting, just love them. And then of course we shall just add a few little bits and pieces, like a bit of this. Maybe we'll put that in the middle, and then a bit of this, and then a bit of this, and voila. Let's do a quick flip through. Are you still here? I can't believe I'm still here, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, we know what we've done here because we've just done it. I'm not gonna take stuff out. I'm just gonna do a little flip-a-rip-a-do so that you can see and perhaps count the pages. And I love that these are just not falling out, because they kind of, you can still take them out, but they're kind of stuck in that double-sided tape. I think it's just a perfect solution. They might occasionally need a little tug, but I love it. I love, love, love. And then we have this, and then we have all this fun goodness happening. Isn't it just stunning? Isn't it? I think I'm going to put one of these into my Etsy shop. Not sure when. And a little booklet. I think I want to keep one of them for me. And then we have this. Beautiful. They are pretty much the same. The only thing is this one has a few more pages. This is the one I did in the tutorial, which is what you're watching right now, the tutorial. And then I feel like on this page, something's missing over here. It's just not as cute. You see? It just feels like maybe it needs a door. Wait a minute. What do we think? Oh, yes, is what I think. Ain't that better? I do like it. Look, now it looks like a house. And you know, I have a thing for houses, whimsical houses. Okay, we're not going to open all of this because we know the jam. We know what's going on. And then we have this, and we know what's going on there. So we're not going to go, you know, crazy pulling things out. Because quite frankly, I've had enough. I've had enough. And that is complete. Oh, I cannot believe it took so long. I cannot believe I was thinking I'm going to do this all in one video. That's just pure craziness right there, isn't it? This is it. We have completed the whole thing. I hope you followed along. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you took some things out. I hope you didn't leave. I hope you're still here. And if you are, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know this was a very long video, and it took me a whole lot of time. It took me many hours to film this video. So I really appreciate your support, you watching the videos, and you being here. Please let me know your thoughts. What did you love? What did you hate? Anything you want to share. I love reading your comments, so please do comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.